Do you want to know what the fallen are, little one? In a sense, they are angels, but not the angels your mom imagines she prays to. Brass trumpets picnicking in the clouds. In their true essence, they are great swirling engines of wing and blood, fiery eyes that peer around the corners between worlds. Dark, radiant things conjured from fresh battlefields. A Frankenstein's Valkyrie, forever crashing to Midgard. What grief demands their hate? What vast cannibal hunger?
Welcome to the Fallen Cycle Mythos Fiction Podcast. This universe is full of secrets, waiting for those brave or foolhardy enough to seek them out. Cycle 2, Party at the World's End. Take a mad ride past the event horizon of sanity, as Lilith and her band of miscreants transcend from escaped convicts to superstars of a different kind. They grapple with the intoxication of growing influence. This is the story of those fallen who walk amongst us in a universe where 2012 went a bit differently, and hints of the world that is to come. Discover more about the Fallen Cycle mythos, including comics, novels, setting lore, and an RPG currently in development at fallencycle.com. And for our discussion and actual play exploration of RPG system and setting, visit modernmythology.net. This podcast contains adult themes and may induce psychosis. And now on with the show.
Season 5. Just one more op. We don't die. It's much worse. We vanish. In other words, we never were. There is no reality. Peter Krall. November 11th, 2011. Johny Jones, also known as Agent 888, age 32, was charged with terrorism offences after being arrested as part of an investigation linked to a new organisation operating within the United States. He is accused of participating in a conspiracy to disrupt trade and commerce and is claiming insanity.
My friend, Bradley the buyer, once said to me, "If you want to get press attention, don't write a good book. Blow up a mall." He was probably right. Not that I blew up that mall or anything. I wouldn't have a clue how to do that kind of thing. I was always zoning out in science class, staring at the dingy floor, thinking instead about the broken thermostat in our culture. There was clearly no self-regulation, or maybe that's where the buyer comes in. I'm getting off topic, right? Because you probably want to know more about this mall/bomb scare thing which made the news, and less about the systemic dynamics of a culture. But that's just how my mind works. If you really want to understand what happened, well, say you're wearing a plaid shirt, and you notice I can't pay attention to a word you're saying. That's not because I'm addle-minded, though a lot of people think so. It's because I'm thinking about the mathematical topology of the patches on your shirt, their surface area, the possible relation of numerological and linguistic categorization systems, and those crumpled surfaces. But you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about the news stories, the broken glass, the wall of shrieking housewives. We live in different worlds. It wasn't about politics. It was about physics and fate. Bradley would call it ontological warfare, but then again, he was full of shit, as you'll soon find out. This is my account of a bombing which never occurred, and the way it ruined my life. Maybe it's a cautionary tale, and maybe not, but I assure you at least this much. This is the truth, so far as I recall it. And it's how the first meme war started, even if all the soldiers of this generation will soon be forgotten. I guess it all started about a year ago, when I received a phone call from the buyer. My first response was to hit ignore when I saw his name come up, not least of all because I knew taking a call from him was like inviting the NSA to fondle my teeth through my asshole. And if I didn't listen to that response, I should have listened to Stella. She never trusted Bradley. She complained about him so much, I think it made me want to hang out with him more. I picked up after the 5th ring and feigned civility. Hey Brad, it's been a minute. What's on your mind? I have an op which may interest you, if you're still active in the field, that is. I took a deep breath, exhaled, and sighed, fished for a mentholated cigarette from my shirt pocket and lit it. Closed my eyes, rubbed my temples. Bradley, I don't know how many times I have to tell you, the mother hive brain, agency, syndicate, whatever you insist on calling it, it's all a ruse, man. Yeah, we all know you're ironic and glib with that postmodern electronic music you churn out, or, post-structuralist music, and you don't like faceless corporate entities raping the planet. Incidentally, how was your breakfast at Taco Bell this morning? Listen, pig fucker, he snapped back. I don't know if you realize this, but a young starving artist can't survive on ramen and NyQuil alone. I can't cook. I have far more important things to do with my time. I never claimed to be immune to cultural brainwash and understand that after we disassemble Leviathan, there will be plenty of time to grow our own produce. Hell, maybe we can even start our own commune Manson family style. Tell me you never considered what a pretty little acid-crazed squeaky from type could do to you in the sack. Speaking of, how is that girlfriend of yours? This was really how we talked to one another. At the end of the conversation, he always got what he wanted. And even if I made him look like a slime ball in the process, it really didn't matter, since it was just the two of us on the line. Well, us and the NSA. Get to the point, I said. As you wish, he replied, with mock subservience. Agency or no agency, we both know the power of ideas in influencing primate behavior. Once an idea gets into someone, it ceases to be just an idea. Yeah? So, I wanted to talk to you about the 404 attacks, virally outsourced, cultural denial of service attack file not found. Christ, man. Please do not talk to me on a cellular device about this. As I have mentioned to you repeatedly, there are emphatically no 404 attacks. You are taking a fictional literary device from a book and attempting to impose this structure on real life. I am telling you, I'm done with this. I'm finally stable. I'm in a better place, and I don't have time to play games. I lost my thought and then grabbed it again. There is nothing there. There is no conspiracy. There is no agency, and you suffer from apophenia. You are a very sick individual, and even if I were to help you with this, I don't have much to offer anymore. No financial backing. I cut ties with all of the old operatives. Do you know why? Because they were overprivileged college kids like yourself, playing Don Quixote, taking on ideological constructs with petty DDoS attacks, and crudely made zines shitty noise music, poorly made propaganda that'd make Mao Zedong blush. What do you want from me? Silence on the other end. For a moment I thought he might actually be pondering what I had said, that he might back down, or heaven forbid, apologize, but then I heard the telltale sound of a lighter clicking, and the slick inhale, which follows. "Ah, don't be like that, baby," he said before audibly letting out a hit of whatever he was smoking. "One more op, I promise, and then you're done. I will let you be. Your last op. I swear to baby Santa Jesus on a cross. And if I don't, well, I suppose you can go back to living the lie. You never answered my question about your girlfriend, by the way. She's a real sweetheart, that one. And I'm sure you could just go back to your happy life as a domesticated primate and forget this conversation ever happened, and you would sleep quite well at night. Although I'd have to tell you, it sure would be a crying shame if you were publicly outed for every op you ever participated in. I'm sure there's a room full of men in black dress suits with ball gags, blow torches, and pliers out there, in one of those nice FEMA camps. He paused, waiting for that to sink in. I don't have to do any of this, you know. You got it set in your head that I have to do things physically. I don't. I merely have to think it. I winced. Never should have answered the call. I reached for another cigarette and monkey-fucked it with the cherry of my last smoke, now burnt down to the filter. If I lived to be 34, I'd surely be stricken with cancer, liver disease, or any number of incurable terminal diseases, occupational hazards of the counterculture, and Bradley, well, he was even worse than me. Bradley, I want you to listen very carefully to me. I'm not afraid of you. You were the one who got me into this in the first place, and there is no blood on my hands. Sure, I participated in a few ops here and there, but you, what in the hell makes you think you're immune if they caught me? Like I wouldn't tell them anything and everything about your personal history? I know everything about you, and I know that if I went down, you would go down right alongside me, I said. Firstly, he continued as if I'd said nothing at all. I don't recall knowing anyone by the name of Johny Jones. Made up name if I ever heard one. I did once have a contact within the agency that went by the moniker 888. Why, yes, I seem to recall an Agent 888, however, I never met with him personally, nor is there any conclusive evidence that I ever did. Plus, how many Agent 888s have there been before him? 3? 4? How should I know? I barely knew those assholes. Besides, do you think that I haven't already resolved myself to a slow, painful death? The hammer will come down on me. When the time comes, I'm prepared. Are you? You can kill a man, friend. You can't kill an idea. With a sort of dreadful finality reserved only for the condemned man, I realized just how much worse he'd gotten since we last spoke. He was a walking caricature of popular culture. Every single Gen X cliché, from Alan Moore to Tarantino, from the Doom generation to Doom, from Chaz Manson emulation to would-be revolutionary posturing, was present in the external mask he referred to as his personality. To make matters worse, people listened to him and respected him. I no longer doubted that what once had started as a joke had transformed from hilarious to hideously ironic to something I didn't have words to describe. A monster. Bradley, I never know with you, man, whether you actually believe you're a character in a book or a movie, or a cult leader or a revolutionary, or a culture jammer. But I am here to tell you that you are not. And fuck you for threatening me. You're a coward in a Guy Fawkes mask. Bradley laughed. With all due respect to my Anon brothers and sisters, Guy Fawkes masks went out of style when Anonymous became a t-shirt slogan for mall rats. 2009? Get with the program, baby. This is 2010. We're in a whole new decade, useful for influencing those who are easily swept away by jingles and logos, but not much more. I refer to you as Agent 888. That is your only identity to me. So this is what I am going to tell you, and this is the final word. You have your opportunity, Agent, to go down in history as one of the catalysts. Together, we'll break the established order of Western civilization. And you don't think we're being listened to right now? He chuckled and then spoke into the receiver as if he was rattling off PSYOPs activation codes. Crystal meth labs, Chinese bomb plans, cocktails, succulent rooster shows, PCP recipe, quiche attack imminent, divert placental president death, engorged weapons, tasty virus. What? He continued. No secret agents busting down your door yet? Calm down, man. You'll have the opportunity to go down in history as a man who helped to trigger a domino effect, enabling the mutants and the freaks to regain the power to which they are lawfully entitled. This is not blackmail. This is a promise. I am prepared to die a free man and take you down with me as collateral damage. I'd rather not resort to this, as I have always considered you to be a compatriot and a friend. Far fucking out. This drugged out, paranoid schizophrenic with a vendetta against society had insulted my intelligence, threatened my physical and emotional well-being, and referred to me as his friend in the course of a 5-minute dialogue. Deep down, I was seething with indignity and revulsion. I had grown up, and now he wanted to take me down on the Hindenburg with him. Instead of speaking my heart, or just hanging up on him, I heard myself respond. All right, Bradley, entertaining this hypothetical, if I were to help you, and I want to emphasize here that it would be to get you to finally leave me alone, and mostly because I pity you and the hollow shell of a human being you have become. Why me? Why do you need me? He wheezed asthmatically and coughed. I could sense the gears spinning in his brain in the uncomfortable silence which followed my query. I've been waiting for the convergence of many overlapping, incredibly fragile events. The opportunity to make a real difference for years. You posers, would-be activists jerking off onto sigils of Molotov cocktails. You bail at the first possible sign of danger. You got yourself a nice little house and a nice woman now? You think to yourself, well, those days are behind me. Might as well get a high 5-figure job. Maybe invest in the stock market, try my luck. 5 figures isn't even that much, Bradley. He ignored me. I don't play that game, but I keep plenty in my bank, agent. My bank is the underworld. It has never let me down yet. Yes, I am an entrepreneur. You can call me a hypocrite if you'd like, but I did it on my own terms, and I play by no one's rules but my own. And I did it all for the greater good. Long live the syndicate. I chuckled at the irony. So do the fascists you are fighting your imaginary war against, Bradley. I realized he was just wearing me down. I was just a game fish, my stamina slowly ground away by the steely-eyed angler above. If I had any chance of real escape, I'd have to cut now. I don't know why, to this day, but I stayed on the line. I chose to stay on the line. I said earlier it was fate, and I do believe that. But there are moments when we have the opportunity to break out of the orbit we're on and get to a new one. Most of the rest of our lives, it's just inertia at work, and no amount of struggle will amount to much of anything.
You have been listening to the Fallen Cycle Mythos podcast. Keep subscribed to receive new episodes as they are released at fallencycle.com or on the podcasting service of your choice. Party at the World's End was written by James Curcio. Thanks to J.F. Stackhouse and Nate Samsel for collaborating on early drafts of this story. The soundtrack was produced by James Curcio, with special thanks to various creative collaborators for inspiration and soundtrack source from old sessions, including, in no particular order, Scott Landis, Sean Marsden, Jen E., Gaetan, Sarah and Rahul Iyer, Martine Della Ruffa, David Bessel, Ari, and Nate Samsel. Cut the Sky's Throat, an album selected from this feature's soundtrack, is free to stream and will be available on Bandcamp. Music by Lilith, Dionysus, Cody, Jesus, and Ariadne. A statement on the use of neural networks is available on our website for those curious about how we do and don't use these technologies. This podcast is Creative Commons 3.0, Attribution, share and share alike, non-commercial use.